Michael Chiesa. He's our featured guest of the day. He'll be rapping with us around 11 a.m. Pacific. Also joining us will be Ron Kruck. He calls in from San Antonio to talk about tonight's LFA 6 card. Can you believe they're at 6 already? Wasn't this just a thing we were talking about the other day? A merger? Wonder what this card's going to look like, what the organization will look like. And they're already on their 6th card. So those guys are moving pretty fast. 2 guests today, so that means the phone lines will be open. And I'm actually going to put that number up for you guys there on the screen. You can call into the show, 866-522-2846. We can wrap whatever you want.
Back up in the message during the show in case anybody misses it.
Thank you, Danny.
Okay.
We will also be going over a couple videos that had me dying yesterday. And I have those up. I'll have those up on the screen. I'll show George because I don't know if George has seen them. But
I hope he hasn't seen them because I want
so,
the honest reaction to both of them.
George, have you seen the video of the little kid that gets blown away? Not like shot. He's just seen his eyes. Sorry, like wind. He gave me a look like what the hell. So yeah, we got this TV behind us so we can peep in and check that out. And then do our interviews and take calls. It's a Friday show. March Madness is getting closer. Sportsbook's getting louder. Long line this morning to cash in tickets.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty long. Well, I mean, for it not officially being March Madness, it looped a little bit.
All right, guys, coming up at 30.
All right, we're coming in there.
You got a parlay for this weekend?
I could.
Danny, who fights in the main event this weekend?
Stand by.
Danny, who fights in the main event this weekend?
I don't know. We gotta go.
Noob.
This is your captain speaking. We are making our descent into Las Vegas McCarran Airport. On behalf of our crew, we'd like to thank you for flying MMAjunkie Airlines. Now please fasten your seatbelts and put your tray tables in your upright position because the descent is gonna be a little bit bumpy.
Alright, Junkie Nation, it's time to roll, baby, on MMAjunkie Radio with Gorgeous George and Go. This is what we doing while we do it, baby. All night long, we rollin'! Yeah!
The MMAjunkie Radio revolution is upon us.
Can you dig it?
There's no escape. No escape. Through the vast frontier of cyberspace and through a sea of stars in outer space.
One small step for man.
Communication stranglehold.
We are controlling transmission.
With the use of MMAjunkie Radio and SiriusXM satellite radio technology. MMAjunkie Radio. Commence transmission. Live from MMAjunkie Radio HQ in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Here are your hosts, Gorgeous George and Goes.
From the fight capital of the world, inside the beautiful Mandalay Bay, Race and Sportsbook, you are listening to the MMAjunkie Radio Show. I'm your host, Gorgeous George. With me, as always, is the devious and dastardly Goes, our co-host back east, handling all the producing duties. It's Danny. What's up?
Man, I've been laughing my ass off since yesterday, George.
Why?
Just watching, you know when stupid videos come up on your Facebook timeline?
Yeah.
Well, I had one that popped up just a little while, literally a couple minutes ago, that we were laughing about. Some guy.
Being a fan or a member of the media, I have thought of that. Like, hey. Because I'm thinking selfishly, a Fair Rodriguez. You see the level of excitement?
Yeah.
Stipe and JDS. All right. Cormier and Anthony Johnson.
You got us.
Right. They're even. Brazil, I think.
Are they
you're
producing
solid number
new
2.
stars, though?
Well, I don't know. This Davidson Figueroa, he may be the next guy. I don't know. But you're right. I don't see a wave of them coming. I just see that there's been – we could be asking how to possibly retire. Or maybe he's got his resurgence. Who knows? Machida is on a suspension, but he's getting older too. Anderson's past 40. He's having fun fights. Jacare's pushing. I got work to do. I got to work my wrestling. I got to get that singlet going, blah, blah, blah. So he kind of stymies that growth a little bit. But you're right. Now what? You got Frankie Edgar. All that guy wants is title shots. He's paid dues. He just signed a new contract, by the way. He's paid his dues. I don't see him going, give me someone else. I think he's just eyeing the winner of Holloway and Edgar at that point. But they just did Aldo and Edgar. All right, and this is why the sport is fascinating but frustrating. So they just did Aldo and Edgar, and it was pretty much Aldo all day, right? Part 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the type of guy you want him to fight is probably like a Cup, someone like that. However, they're training partners, they're friends, they're not going to do it. But if you're going to take that chance.
However, well,
nah, they won't do
Penn trained for a while, and didn't Jackson corner Penn for that fight? Or was his presence ever there?
I don't know. I remember him saying that he didn't do much work out there with Jackson.
Yeah, at the end. Yeah, at the end he didn't do much work, but I think he said, I have to go with him. I don't know if it was a seniority thing he asked first or what, but Rodriguez had to pull away. So it's not impossible to do, but I hear you goes. I think Cub and Yair have shared more time than Penn and Yair.
Mm-hmm. If you're going to take a chance, because that's obviously what they're doing with Frankie Edgar, I would say maybe like Ricardo.
And top 5. Now, here's the interesting thing.
Take advantage of the fact that the guy just won the fight, a main event.
Here's the interesting thing. Conor McGregor can talk a great game, and that might be the answer to what I'm about to present. Yair Rodriguez looks fascinating. He's a dynamic striker. He's been slowly tested. He can speak English, but he's not really a trash talker, right?
Well, I don't know that anybody's brought that out of him yet either.
Yeah, well, you didn't have to bring it out of Conor. He let you, like Aldo does, and he's got.
Most people haven't.
And that would also go for the girls. Except the girls, I think definitely when they raise a family, it's the family's my life. So I hear that. Some of them, though, I see still do their girls' weekend or something, and it's up to the guy to go, I got them. I got the kids. I mean, that's that. It's a wrap. I'll call my mom. I'll call an aunt or whatever. She'll help. But you have to make that. You have to make that happen because once you get consumed,
a retraction.
All right.
Hey, I got hacked. Somebody called in. Hal called in.
that might work.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm ready for this card, man. I love these back-to-back weekends. I know some people say that we get saturated with too many fights back-to-back, but, man, I love a 3 or 4 week stretch where I got fights, every weekend. Starting with the LFA tonight, I'll watch that and that'll be the pregame, really, for tomorrow's fight. I've been moving. Has anybody made weight? I hadn't had a chance to check.
I think I heard they did.
Everybody made weight.
Everybody made weight, yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's the only thing about it now, man. When we got these cars, it's like we almost holding our breath, hoping that everybody make weight, and somebody's not. I mean, it's not any title fights, but still, you want to see everybody make weight just for the competition advantage, man.
Well, it looks like California is trying to do something about that. It seems like as though they want to raise the fines on people who don't make weight, thinking that will maybe change things. You think
I don't know.
I think you're still going to have your random people.
There's still going to be people that push it. You know why? Because they've made weight all their life. Khabib's wrestled. He's wrestled all his life. So he's made weight not just the 24 times that he's fought already in any amateur fights he's had, but in competitions as a kid. And what happens is there's just one day where your body's just not the same. It really isn't. And you just happen to have a harder cut. Now, it all could be that it could be all that physiological stuff, that scientific stuff, where maybe you're just under some stressful time and the weight's just not coming off, or whatever. So I think people are just going to always push it because they're used to it. Yeah, I'm at 12 over. I just landed on Tuesday, and I'm all set. And then one day you're just in the sauna, and it ain't working, man. And you can't push through it because you got stuff in your head, between your ears. Either that or physically, organs start shutting. I mean, Johnny Hendricks goes 3-time finalist, NCAA Division I, 2-time champion, wrestled all his life. I think he's a 4-time state champion, so he knows how to cut weight. But as he got older, I guess that in conjunction with maybe a steak when he shouldn't have had it, it just happened. So I don't think that's the solution. I think kind of what One Championship is doing, there's something to that, and that's gauging these guys' weight helping them manage it throughout the camp
I like both.
leading up to the fight.
I like them having to be on a certain weight by the time they get there, but I also like the fine. But here's what I like about the fine. If you stagger it. If you miss by like 5 pounds or something like that, this is what you get.
That's not a bad idea.
But if you miss by 8 pounds, now you got to pay this. If you miss by
right.
10.
And that'll alleviate. You're right, Goes. You're onto something. Well, that'll alleviate is the guy that's at 165 and he goes, man, fuck it. I'll just pay the 20%, knock this fool out, and make it up with a performance bonus or something like that. You're right. You're stinging them a little harder because now if they get up to 50%, oof, you know what? Let me just keep pushing through. I read a great article. I think it was on the Underground again. Sorry, I'm still a junkie, hopefully. No, but Gerald Harris. It was a post. He was telling Ray Borg to shut the fuck up from like when Roy Borg missed weight like 2-3 months ago. And he was saying, it's your job, you're a wrestler, this and that. And he referenced George Santiago, a fight with George Santiago where he said he only had half a pound to lose. And he said, I made that motherfucker run and do it because the last pound I had to push through. And so I wanted him to do it as well. Otherwise, the fight was off. So he wanted him to put him through the torture of the same thing that he had to go through so that he didn't have that advantage of having an extra hour or 2 hours to rehydrate or just not have to go through what he did. I mean, it was really, really good points. And Gerald wrestled as well, so he comes from that background where he's just not going to give another wrestler like Borg that pass. And that's the point he brought up.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Hey, one more thing before I get off here. I don't know if I'm having a brain fart today. What's the status of Justin Gaethje right now?
Is he officially a free agent, Goes?
I don't know, but
so,
I know
right?
he's in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's left yet.
I'm trying to get him on the
He's been
show,
here.
but Ali, man, I think he's got me under pay no mind instead of under the G's. He just put me under pay no mind. Yeah, so I don't know. I think he's officially a free agent, and I think there's probably offers being fielded. And if he's in Vegas, maybe he's talking to World Series again or possibly the UFC. I don't know. We got to move on, Showtime, but thanks for the call. We got to go to commercial. You're listening to MMA Junkie Radio on Sirius XM, Rush 93. See you in a couple minutes.
Hey, idiot! Yeah, you. Can you please tap that rather large fellow on the shoulder and tell him it's time for more MMA Junkie Radio with Gorgeous George and Goes? Thank you.
Do you think that's what he sounds like at Starbucks when he says thank you? Or was that an exaggerated thank you?
Nah, he's putting something into it. I don't think that's his everyday. Checking out the comments here on the Facebook page. I haven't been able to hit the comments like before, so I'll do it because it's an easy day. There's only 4 of them. Of course, Showtime giving the old, we rollin', yeah.
That's one.
Yeah. George Gonzalez says, are you able to see it? Hey, were we having any problems? Maybe that's why.
We were early on.
Oh, okay. Maybe that explains it. Yeah, these numbers are low. Eddie Washington said everything stopped after the girl swinging on the door. Tony Polito says, GG, Goes, and Danny. I think the guys over there at AMP Radio are going to have me on soon. They were talking about that. I don't know if it's to preview a card, the old the convention, sucking up bandwidth.
Well, it's probably March Madness.
He and a few of the other guys, Rick Hahn, kind of. Patricki's kind of like your Lazan. Rick Hahn's kind of like your Jay-Z. You see what I'm saying? So those guys off as well. It's just that he had Alvarez, Will Brooks, and Benson Henderson. And I think that's what Chandler's saying. Now, Gaethje could go, but you lost to a couple of them. And, you know, Chandler might say, well, you'd probably lose, but Gaethje would say, hey, you can't prove that. So they could have their little war of words if they did it. Both guys are 1,000 or something like that.
I mean, even like
Thompson
a guy like
Patricky.
Like, who are some of the guys that left, right? Like with a couple matches here and there. Even guys like you saw, right? Even him, bring him over, just what you need.
I think Fedor, to sign him and pay him a ton of money, I tell me he's going to get
Will be a lot better. Here are Gorgeous and Goes.
Commercial pretty soon again. And then a sport. Second hour will be joined by Michael Chiesa, UFC lightweight, looking to make his return to the octagon. He had a surgery in the summer of 2016, and we're moving along fine for the former tough season win. The clicking in the background could be annoying. I don't know if others are feeling that way or not, but, you know, just giving feedback. And then maybe we would have, I remember I started typing a little lighter, you know Snapchat. Or, I mean, we've refreshed, we've unplugged, we've reset. And we've upgraded our internet 2-3 times. Upload speed down
Tuesday. So, come hang out. It's gonna be.
Is that something you can share?
What did I say? Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, what I think about it, I mean, when they showed it to us, because
How about that, man? I've always wondered if some of the kids that go on to be, you know, basketball players, baseball players, football players, took an early turn towards our sport. what kind of an impact they would have, because there's so many. Man, to be a linebacker, you got to be almost as fast as nowadays, and as powerful as a defensive lineman. You're that mid guy that can do it all. So yeah, you're right, Ron. I'm
talking about grappling. Roy said she hates grappling because she doesn't like people sweating on her, so she doesn't even do it. And so I asked if she gets pulled down, can she survive? And she said, I will keep hitting her standing up on the ground, against the cage, outside the cage, walking to the cage, anytime. So Roy's just going to come out firing. But she definitely felt to take pride in that, and so does the entire LFA staff. We put a – you kind of wish that you could keep a Cynthia Calveo longer and see how she develops before giving them up to the UFC. So it is a bit win a fight by just leg kicks to the thigh. And when he
knees, right?
Down,
knees too. There was some knees too, right, Ron?
Knees
yeah.
And kicks to the knees and
easy.
Destroyed. Who is this an incredible performance.
Rounding things out for tonight.
TKO, and that's saying a lot when you're talking about high school football. And the he'll have his friends and family behind him, and I think he is just one of those freaks that I think you made a great point what he could be accomplishing next, but I think his athletic ability will be on display.
He's got a grappling game, McKenzie. A stump of a man.
I'm just
Go ahead,
stumping
Goes.
it over here.
What do you have for Michael Chiesa?
You're thinking of with these, so size doesn't matter.
That's what I tell the ladies, yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking, Michael. Every time you fight, you almost seem like you're a better version of yourself. You're still getting better. And what I want to know, is there a fight that you could maybe point to where you could that was the best version of Michael Chiesa, and if he shows up, he's unstoppable? Is there a camp or a fight you can remember where you can point to that?
Yeah, there really is. I was talking about this the other night. I will still say that, the best my stand-ups looked was the Jorge Masvidal fight. But, I'm mentally, obviously you guys know fighting's not all physical. It's 99% mental. So physically, that was the best area. I think maybe they're just trying to do something to pick himself up if you're thinking along the lines of, something like what Alvarez was doing.
Michael Chiesa, our guest here on MMA.
And, it's the Niners. Go Hawks.
I have no defense for that. I honestly don't.
I'm actually not a Niner fan. I'm a Redskin fan, but you guys have been punishing us for the last couple of years, too.
Yeah,
so.
but I dare you to say you're a Huskies fan, a Washington Huskies, and then see how strong we come, because the Trojans
They can drink Mentos-flavored Diet Coke without their stomachs giving a single fuck. They are Gorgeous George and Goes.
And a bounce. Call it a week. We'll start off with Jersey Mike. What's up, Jersey Mike? How you's doing?
I'm all right. It's a little chilly over here in Jersey today.
All right.
I just wanted to share with you a quick parlay. My first parlay I'm ever going to do.
Go ahead.
It's going to be Barboza.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play Memes. And I'm going to go with Vitor.
Vitor's plus 300. So yeah, that parlay will pay well.
Yeah.
It's usually 6-1 on a 3-teamer. You could get as much as 10-1 just because Belfort is so high. Got it, man. All right, we'll track it and see how you do on Monday.
He's in New Jersey. Sorry, Mandalay Bay wants to know where to send the limo. Okay. Yeah, Jersey. Pick him up.
All right, Jersey Mike. Thanks for the call. We'll see you, man. We got to make them quick. Sorry today because we're running out of time. Hal in Chicago, you're up next. What's up, Hal?
I was going to stun gun Muna for doubting your gambling expertise, but you know what? He's going to step up and be a man and apologize himself. Come here, Muna, big dummy. Hey, everybody, it's Muna. Hey, George. I just want to apologize for the thread the other day and doubting you. I mean, the math just doesn't add up, but you do live in Vegas, and you are friends with Sammy the Squid, who's a noted handicapper, and you have lived in Vegas for a long time. So, yeah, so I just want to say sorry about that, but, you ever want to do a math competition, I'll whip your ass. And with that, talk to you guys later.
All right, we'll see you, man. I accept the apology. That was a good one. I like it. I want to thank all our guests for the week. We start off with Darren Elkins. We had Dan Tom also co-hosting on Monday's show. Yves Edwards, former Pride heavyweight champion and UFC interim heavyweight champion. Antonio Nogueira, he was here in studio. Spencer Lazar co-hosted Wednesday's show. We had world champions Demetrius Johnson, the pound-for-pound best fighter on the planet right now. Ray Rodriguez, who headlines LFA 6 tonight. Daniel Cormier, the UFC light heavyweight champion, also on that stacked show. Thursday's show had Sean Jordan and Joe Lazan, two junkie favorites. Both have fights coming up here in the next month or so. And then today we finished out with Michael Chiesa. Shout out to Danny Rube for setting that up. And Ron Kruck from Access TV. Check out LFA tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on DirecTV's Access TV, DirecTV, which is channel 340. Otherwise, check your local cable and satellite listings. All right, Danny, great job this week. Goes, you were outstanding. You did some booking.
Thank you.
I took it to another level, though. I was fantastic, so I have to give myself some kudos. We will be back Monday, and we will be recapping UFC Fight Night 106. Keep it locked on Junkie throughout the weekend. Go out there and be champions.
The nighttime, burning night, the daytime, if you see it once.